Alright, so in this video we are going to examine our current position and explore the multitude of achievements that are still within our grasp in the Peepo coin project. We will also go see the other frogs, so we will also go see Grandpa, APU, who are from the same family, and we will try here in this video to take a little bit of a higher perspective. I know at the moment we are in a correction, we are in a deep, so these are not easy times. Many individuals are losing their composure a little. Others purchased a small amount too high and are experiencing difficulty in managing the correction. There is an undeniably widespread tension experienced in the community, which is also easily comprehensible. The goal of this video is to give you a broader perspective and show you a little bit about the objectives that professionals see in the market. So here, firstly, I've taken a technical analysis that is not mine, but that I found quite relevant. So here we are discussing the years 2015, 2016, 2017, alright, of a cycle that lasted for several years, during which we witnessed a highly significant uptrend, a very substantial bull run that resulted with this Bitcoin bull run in the renowned alt season. We are referring to an extraordinary alt season where all alternative cryptocurrencies were generating enormous returns and experiencing a period of remarkable growth and success, and has definitely made numerous individuals multimillionaires, thereby significantly changing lives for the better. In my perspective, we are currently on the verge of experiencing not another epic alt season this time, but rather a similar coin season, in my opinion. Essentially, from my perspective, taking into account the ETFs and the ongoing developments related to Bitcoin, we are teetering on the edge of genuine mass adoption, which is imminent. We could participate in the significant bull market that everyone is eagerly anticipating, where regular individuals choose to purchase cryptocurrencies and commence constructing a portfolio, which was not the situation previously. Clearly, if we place ourselves in the psychology and mindset of the average person, it becomes evident that it is much more enjoyable and fun to get into cryptocurrencies and purchase a frog and purchase the same coin. It is much more enjoyable than starting to analyze projects, beginning to talk about layer 1, layer 2, RWA, and all of these just a little bit. All of these themes are a bit complicated to understand for the average person. When they arrive in the crypto market, they are told about a frog or a dog that has X10. They will go and buy the image. They will go and buy the simplicity. It's a fascinating journey into the world of cryptocurrency and its intricacies. And that's where I'm almost 100% convinced that we're going to have, for me, if there's real adoption, which seems to be shaping up on the chart we're going to analyze here, if we have a real alt season, even a coin season, we will also have a significant adoption of Bitcoin. So one will not go without the other. So here we can see the market top with the green ball, a technical rebound at the market top, the second top with the pink ball, a small rebound, the capitulation phase, the Bitfinex crash, which is an exchange crash. Then we had the FTX crash. It looks very similar. Next is an accumulation phase here lasting 9 bars, where 1 bar is 3 weeks, almost a month. We have a total of 8 months of accumulation. Similarly, we have a total of 8 months of accumulation here. We are entering a pre-run. Here we are in a pre-run, and we have what is called the checkout phase here. It is a phase where we are going to shake hands. We are truly going to bring a significant amount of volatility to frighten and unsettle people around us, with the aim that people sell, that professionals buy to go for the big move. And here we can notice that the checkout phase lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars, so roughly 5 months. There you go, roughly 5 months. Here we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we might have another month, a month and a half of turbulence before we really break the all-time high. Like here with a big candle, we truly move out of this flat phase, shake hands, and then start a very epic run that will last almost a year. That's where I aim to create a real fortune on Peepo. So if obviously in this checkout phase you get caught and sell your Peepos, you're kidding yourself. Other people are aware of the fantastic year ahead, that it's going to be a year focused on the same coin season, and they want your Peepos because they know this. They know that for us, PP will be the Dogecoin of this bull run. We're not saying Dogecoin will disappear. Dogecoin might even go higher, but it would be the Dogecoin of the previous bull run, so it might reach the market capitalization of the Dogecoin of the previous bull run. The APU would be Shiba and Peepo would be the baby Doge. So it's crucial to stay invested and not miss out on the potential gains that lie ahead. Don't underestimate the power of Peepo and the opportunities it presents in this exciting market. In my perspective, this is a truly possible scenario. Moreover, it is only based on this long-term one-year bull run vision that I can afford to write here X1000, which demonstrates my confidence in its feasibility. We are not going to increase by a factor of 1000 in 1 month, and we are going to do it even less rapidly in the checkout phase. Exactly, during the checkout phase, we may still need to look for a kind of support. We might even experience a drop back down to around 50,000. So let's imagine that we are currently focused on Bitcoin. I will attempt to find a blank chart specifically for Bitcoin. And precisely, we are going to carry out a kind of revisit in this area, a little revisit at 6061, and then we start here to execute a type of W pattern to later make a slight breakthrough. You know that if we make a slight correction towards that point, Peepo will also make a correction. And it will not be an opportunity to sell, but rather an opportunity to buy, as we anticipate a favorable market condition for purchasing. To complete this checkout phase where we truly startled everyone in order to have the ability to begin. So it's more of a final accumulation phase rather than a last chance to exit. So for me, the people who sell here don't know how to see the bigger picture. So at this moment, now that we have some awareness of what awaits us, we are also aware of the narrative that we are in the same season, that a X1000 over a year is possible. So when people ask me if you should sell now, my answer is no. If I make money in business or earn from other trades elsewhere, I tend to buy a little more of the stock rather than sell it. That's it. And I'm set to correct lower. And I'd like to show you a bit here, a bit of what's in the... There we go. So we'll be weekly, we'll analyze weekly. All right, let's proceed with the live broadcast to avoid the noise. And subsequently, what do we observe? We observed that there has been a correction. We had the South Africa SA. We exited and we continued to establish higher lows with subsequent corrections. And what did these corrections bring us? They brought us into reload zones. So if I take, for example, the low point and the high point here and connect them, we see that we are positioning ourselves in the weak reload zone. If I also take the bottom and the top here and extend them, I also reach my reload zone, ensuring complete coverage of the area. And here we have a very strong impulse, so it's possible that we might have a reload zone a bit lower, okay? So we take the lowest point, we take the highest point here, we stretch it out, there you go. And one could say, well, yes, we could maybe come into the reload zone. It depends if Bitcoin takes off. So if now our Bitcoin here decides, I am going to remove that to just make a little bounce and start again, like that directly, there is a strong chance that we might have one last little bounce here and start off this way. Anyway, I am aware that people see the small correction we had here at the close. People will look at the correction here. Yes, it hurts. However, it is important to consider the potential impact of Bitcoin's performance and the possibility of a rebound in the future. We should not underestimate the significance of these factors in shaping market trends. At the weekly close, we are currently experiencing a 30% correction. This doesn't scare me because I've been holding since the grey box and I have already experienced corrections of 57% in my hold. I also had an experience of a correction in this area and it did not frighten me as it was a 50% correction. Therefore, if we were to take that 50% and extend it, we could potentially reach a natural correction that has already occurred. In this particular situation, a 50% correction would take place, resulting in a return to the reload zone. This correction is crucial in order to uphold a bullish scenario. Nevertheless, it does not entirely eliminate the potential for offering more advantageous entry points for investors, which would still be a possibility despite the correction. Consider that if people are selling here, it might be because they want to buy back at a lower price, take some profit, and go make money on other coins. For instance, here on Wojak, I conducted a highly profitable trade utilizing that money. I purchased a small amount of Catboy that I intend to multiply. And my profits, I will reinvest a portion. Yes, I will reinvest a portion of my earnings in Peepo. I will come back with legitimate money that I have earned elsewhere. I will return to Peepo as I had planned. You can well imagine that, from a selfish perspective, I would be extremely delighted to witness Peepo potentially splitting once again from 60 to 400, maybe 350, and reassure myself that I can simply return to my reload zone. As you can observe here, he entered the reload zone in a very clean manner, so let's carefully examine the price action. Specifically, by analyzing the bars, you can see that at this point, it does indeed reach the reload zone upon closing, but it even goes further down, indicating a lower price movement. That does not prevent going higher, so we might even have wicks similar to that, located at the bottom of the reload zone. So it is something I personally experienced, and it does not scare or intimidate me. In terms of my confidence, I remain quite bullish. I believe we are still in a positive position. Let me describe a scenario that may not be pleasant, but I want to emphasize that I hold a significant number of tokens and have observed the market reaching its highest point up until now, although it hasn't reached a closing top. We did experience a substantial correction, but when compared to the closing price, we are currently in a relatively calm state. So, if I follow this perspective, it doesn't scare me. However, it is frustrating because I've seen a lot of money in my wallet, and I haven't personally sold any of my holdings. I have a long-term vision, and I haven't sold any tokens yet. I want to clarify that I don't plan to start taking profits step by step as we approach the top. At some point, it's necessary to start making some profits. But for now, I haven't sold my supply, and I don't have any plans to sell. So personally, I'm not worried at all. I'm also closely monitoring APU. And I have to admit that APU does concern me more because we can see a rising trend in its price. If I switch to the daily time frame, the rising trend becomes even more evident. APU has already lost 70% of its value from its peak to the current point, and there is a possibility that it could decline further, creating an opportunity for knowledgeable investors to enter at a lower price. We could consider drawing a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to identify the potential reloading zone. As we can see, we are currently within that reloading zone. This potential decline wouldn't cancel out the APU project or the overall trend in the cryptocurrency market. Instead, it would provide more interesting entry zones for investors to consider. So here on Peepo, I observe a greater number of occurrences of falling. So if I go back to APU, we are able to see rising taking place here, while on Peepo we are able to see downtrend with falling 1, 2. So look here, we have here a first falling, there you go. Yes, indeed, it is quite remarkable to witness such a breathtaking, and we hit, and here we have a second filing, and we struck, and in this place we possess a subsequent submission, and we hit record. And here I observe a greater market trend reversal, once again more condensed, and well, this reversal could possibly take this form, which is approximately the same size as this one, and that one. So once again, I would not be surprised to witness the reversal occurring here in this particular market environment. We would nibble a little bit below this key line. I am giving you scenarios. I am not saying it will happen, but I want to open your mind to the possibilities and make you consider different outcomes. We were commencing this ultimate capitulation, and there you go. We would have possession of this. How to express it is this ultimate capitulation, where Bitcoin might experience a slight retracement. You see everything is red, dollar is gaining a bit of strength on the chart. You might possibly have one final small correction. And precisely, take a look here, it is important on my indicator, okay, on my indicator, here on the daily time frame, we have, I will switch to the weekly time frame, there you go. So as you can see here, we are currently located within the green cloud area of the chart. We are still clearly in a daily trend. Even when we delve slightly into the cloud here, we penetrate the cloud, descend slightly, and then ascend back up higher. Here we break through the cloud, go a little below, and then move up higher. I will simply use a fractal to show you the opportunities we have already had, which have definitely not cancelled out the trend. From here, we break through the cloud and reach a new high. We could break through the cloud from here. There you go, boom, and head back towards the 4.4, the 440, and make a new high, no problem at all. We've already done it. We could also, from here, take this, there we go, and then here, from the cloud, it will hurt a little more. We would go towards 350, as we saw earlier. There you go, and there would be absolutely no hindrance or obstacle to reaching a new high, precisely following its fractals within the designated Fibonacci reload zone area. We are currently still in the reload zone. On the daily chart, we are within the reload zone. It is not out of the realm of possibility to see a slightly deeper correction at this juncture, who would still keep the green cloud and would then give you a more interesting reload zone to then go on to discover even higher peaks in which we don't even have an idea that it could exist. So I've been experiencing this market for a long time. When we were here, it was frightening, but we still ascended. When we were here, it was scary, yet we went even higher in 1 and 2. So we had a very large impulse, and each time we have larger and larger impulses, that is also the objective of a parabola. So we have a parabola, so the best option for me is to come here. We would have the parabola, and by connecting this point, and these points, we could also come here to correct a little bit and regain strength on the parabola, giving it a second, even greater impulse. So, there you go. That's something you need to know about the parabola. It provides a unique opportunity for optimization and maximizing impact. Therefore, it's crucial to understand its properties and utilize them effectively. An accumulation, we can stay here. From its peak to its recovery, we experienced a period of 2.5 months during which there was an accumulation. From its peak to its recovery, we had a month and a half, and here we might have another month, a month and a half. So we could still have 35 days before reaching the parabola. 35 days. Therefore, we are experiencing increasingly smaller compressions with larger impulses, which is indicative of the current trend. This is technically an example that demonstrates the practical application of a parabola. When I gaze at PEPE, I perceive that PEPE, without a doubt, he is in the zone. He is exemplifying the way. There is a possibility that it could find consolidation in this area. That's the extent of it. It would begin to form a small box and then continue with it. And specifically, if PEPE begins organizing, individuals will become bored and they will withdraw their profits and they will return to support APU, they will return to support Peepo, and we will have the capacity to uncover new highs. To begin with, we have the Fibonacci reload zone in this location, and we have the technical line positioned here that we may not break under any circumstances. We may potentially come and nibble at this crucial key line that we have drawn on the weekly chart, which represents a major turning point on the weekly time frame. 3, and then now you clearly see that it serves a purpose. I remove my fractal here. It acts as support. So we were pushing here, we were pushing, and now we protect. That's it. When we came precisely to touch the bar here, touch, bam, we got bought out. Maybe we will come here to shoot and get bought out to discover, well, soon to new highs. We switched also in the weekly closing on Bitgate. Here I will put it back. We are in price discovery, so the last closing was here until proven otherwise. We only have a pullback on the weekly closing, nothing alarming until proven otherwise. We are in price discovery. If I go online, you will see it better. Here we have a new discovery zone on Bitgate, and we are clearly creating a structure in this price discovery. So for me, I see maybe in the short term, yes, some be rich, maybe a deep correction, but I clearly see in the long term a magnificent bull run here, spreading with a real people multiplication capacity of x1000, x500. So, and will you be with us to make a x1000, a x1000? It is earned, it is not given to everyone. And now we are seeing with this checkout phase if you simply deserve to benefit from this x1000, or if you will say when it is done, damn, and say it was on people. And that That hurts much more than losing money. And now we're evaluating whether you deserve to benefit from this X1000 or if you regret not taking part in it. Being left out hurts more than losing money. Having been on the project, you will look at yourself in the mirror, you will look at your children, you will look at your wife, you will be, but with what? I'm sorry, but when I look into my wife's eyes, I can't afford to be a loser. I want to succeed for my family and for my friends, and it's within me. Will you still be, even after being part of a project, here in the midst of a bull run, a fundamentally super interesting project, present on it? And is it true that out of emotion, anger, lack of management, and a lack of proper technical analysis, you made the decision to sell a coin with so much potential and great prospects for the future? This, what I'm saying here, is not mean, it's what is the risk? What is the risk? You risk a few euros, a few dollars, because we might lose 50%. So if you have $10,000, you risk $5,000 because there's a correction. But to earn $10,000, even times 100, we're talking about $1 million. You're crying over $5,000 when there is $1 million at stake. You do not want to risk $5,000 to make $1 million. You cannot make an omelette without breaking eggs. At some point, you have to man up. That is it. Hope you enjoyed this video, that I've helped you gain a little perspective. Always calculate your risk. Reward. What am I risking? What do I stand to gain? And there, I'm sorry if we even take a 50% now with such a small market cap on such a strong narrative. It still represents a calculated risk in comparison to the benefits that can be derived from it. Express gratitude. Feel free to widely share this video. Stay calm. In groups, avoid scaring other people. Maintain a rational mindset. Instead of making statements, ask questions if you don't understand. Be in questioning, not in affirmation. When you lack knowledge or lose control, ask questions. Don't make foolish assertions. So, we're still together. We keep on building. I hope this video has taught you a lot of things, and we'll meet again in a week, 2 weeks, I don't know, for the next update, and see you soon in the community.